Painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time? This place is starting to look like a But the word is, the lamp. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. I need to fetch. It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed. It's probably a health hazard now. I wasn't sure what the world went. Some of my previous cases, a reminder of more prosperous times. Scalpel, scissors. I guess I forgot to clean the knife. Okay, time to pull myself together. And get back to work. I've already taken my pills, not looking to overdose. I need to set up the camera first. But the word is, the lab will be open. But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow. Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up. Now, I just have to get everything in frame. This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, This will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I wasn't sure, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for Scalpel. I guess I forgot to clean the knife. Poor soul. I get cases like this more than any other. A considerable collection. Let's start. Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea. The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be, and what potentially. I wasn't sure it would amount to anything, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work. It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed. It's probably a health hazard now. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. The body was noticed by a station employee during the deceased's name is Tobias Chambers. The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas. Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. He worked most of his life. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves. It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed. It's probably a health hazard now. Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife. Now it's our turn to take some pictures. If I can just remember where I left the camera. It's in here somewhere. Poor soul. I get cases like I wasn't sure it would amount to anything, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work. Aha! There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame. Voila! Now we move on to the next step. Looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse you're looking for. Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small. Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite? That's something interesting. It will be necessary to... Boiler yield wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later. In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data. It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed. It's probably a health hazard now. Poor soul. I get cases like this more than any other. Scalpel, scissors, syringe.